Today I'm making 5 easy snacks in about 1 hour. Everything is simple and family friendly. Things like yogurt bark, a few sweet treats, no baked granola bars, just to keep in the fridge and freezer for the week. Later I'm going to show you some of the fun decor pieces I rescued from trash this week and how I'm using them around the house. Come on in, grab your coffee, pull up a chair, and let's make a few snacks together.
My kids love Jell-O. I'm not the one to buy it at the grocery store. I'm trying to be more conscious as to ingredients of what my kids and my family consumes. So we're going to attempt to make homemade Jell-O. I worked with Jell-O gelatin before in making desserts, so I figured it can't be too hard. And it's really only 4 ingredients, and that's water, gelatin, sugar, and strawberries. So let's see if we can get homemade Jell-O going. We're going to bloom our gelatin, so we're going to pour 1/3 cup of water, and we're going to add 2 packets of gelatin. I'm going to mix it all up and wait for our gelatin to bloom. We're going to make sure that all the dry pieces have been mixed with liquid.
I used a small bag of frozen strawberries. You can definitely use fresh strawberries, but it took about 10 minutes for my berries to cook and soften. And afterwards, I used Magic Bullet. You can definitely use a blender to blend my berries up.
We're going to put everything back in a bigger pot. Now we're just going to put it back on the stove and bring it to simmer. Not boil, but simmer.
Once the strawberry puree has simmered for about 5 minutes, you want to take it off the heat and you want to stir in your bloomed gelatin. You want to keep on stirring until gelatin is completely dissolved.
So it looks like our gelatin has dissolved. So now we're ready to put them in the molds. Just a little bit more. All right.
Look at that beautiful red color. There is no artificial dyes in here at all, so I feel good about my kids eating it. And color is so rich and gorgeous. So the next step is to just pop the Jell-O into the fridge, and I let mine sit overnight. One of my containers didn't set, and it was actually the very last little bit that I scraped out of a bowl, and apparently that's normal. To take this snack to the next level, I decided to make some homemade whipped cream, which all it is heavy whipping cream and sugar, and let me tell you, the results did not disappoint.
I have shared this recipe with you quite a few times. There's only 4 ingredients. It's so quick to make, and my kids absolutely devour this dish. It's called sirniki, which is Slavic farmer's cheese little pancakes. And they taste different from when they're first cooked and warm to when they're actually cooled off and topped with like strawberry jam or strawberry sauce. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Very easy, amazing to keep in the freezer. I actually get excited when I accidentally discover that we have a batch of those in the freezer and I can make it for my kids for breakfast or even for a snack.
We're going to add 2 packages of farmer's cheese to a bowl. Each package is about 8 ounces. Then we'll add 1 egg, half a cup of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, and that's it. Then mix it all together.
You can form sirniki by hand, and all you would do is just roll out a little dough, pat it down like a little circle, flat circle, and cook them on both sides. Or you can use this really cool nifty tool and make them look pretty. And you know how they say we eat with the eyes first, so they look just as pretty as they taste. I would add link to this nifty tool in the description of this video, and also all the recipes that I'm sharing in this video will be listed in the description.
Next, we're going to do easy 3-ingredient granola bars. It will take us no time to make it, but it's something that will be easy to have on hand when kids are screaming that they want something for snacks.
In the bowl, we're going to add 2 cups of oats, half a cup of peanut butter, make sure that it's melted so it's easier to stir, and about 1/3 cup of honey. Once everything is mixed well, we're going to press the mixture firmly into a parchment-lined pan. Next, we're going to place that pan in the freezer for about 20 minutes. I think it's worth mentioning that you can add your favorite mix-ins to your granola bars. You can add cranberries or you can add nuts. Now, I just decided for this time to kind of leave it plain and simple. I decided to add chocolate topping to my granola bars. For that, I needed half a cup of chocolate chips, and I used semi-sweet chocolate, and I added 1 teaspoon of oil. I prefer using neutral oil like avocado oil, and I add 1 teaspoon of it to my chocolate right before it's completely melted. My family loves Reese's peanut butter chips, so I decided to kind of sprinkle some on top for a little extra peanut butter flavor. Next, we're going to place that pan right back in the freezer for about 20 minutes until the chocolate on top completely set.
Mix it up. Oh, no.
This yogurt bark recipe is so easy. It's perfect for days when you just want to make something but don't have much time for it. All we're going to do is spread yogurt. We're going to top it with raspberries, then drizzle some chocolate and place it in the freezer, and that's it.
This yogurt bark is one of those snacks that checks all the boxes. It's healthy, inexpensive, it takes almost no effort to make it, and I love that raspberries and chocolate make it feel like a real treat.
There are thousands of recipes online for banana bread, and I feel like over the course of my lifetime, I have tried probably all thousands of them too. And I came across this recipe for brown sugar banana bread a few years back, and it has been a family's favorite ever since. But I am using my mother-in-law's technique to elevate it to like bakery style banana bread. It is so good, and definitely will be gone in a matter of minutes in my household.
We're going to start out mashing about 4 bananas, which equivalent about 2 cups.
We're going to add 2 eggs. Our chickens finally started to lay eggs. So I'm excited about not having to buy eggs from the grocery store. We're going to add half a cup of oil. Now you can add butter. I prefer oil because I feel like anytime you make muffin or any kind of sweet breads, oil makes your baked goods more moist. We're going to add all the dry ingredients in. See how easy that is? That's it. Oops, making a mess here. Going to add some pecans. Mix it all up, and it is ready to go. Almost. Let me show you the trick. Here's the best part of this banana bread. We're going to use this sugar in the raw. I think it may also be called turbinado. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. It's very coarse, and all we're going to do now that we sprayed our pan is we're going to put it on the bottom and also move around to where it gets to the sides. I promise you, it will elevate your banana bread to upscale bakery style.
Every time I use 1 pound loaf pans, I kick myself because I forget that this banana bread will probably do better in either a 2 pound bread mold or divided among 2 pans for 1 pound bread mold, because it really rises high and then I feel like it takes forever for the top to finish cooking. We're going to bake at 350 for about 50 to 55 minutes. You really want to watch your top. Now, after about halfway through, about 30 minutes, I put aluminum foil on top because my top tends to brown.
Look at the sides of the bread. and the top, our sugar melted into our bread, creating this crunchy outer layer. And everybody in my family fights for the sides of the bread because it has the most of that caramelized outer layer.
Let's go. Have that? Yeah.
Sweet friend from Missouri, when my husband was stationed in Missouri, sent each of us a card just letting us know how much we're missed. And she also is a very talented artist. So she draws these beautiful, whimsical women. And she sent me one that is titled Violet. And I found a perfect frame that I had in my vintage Etsy store that I pulled out. And I'm going to put her in here and find a beautiful spot in my house. Every time Marcy from I'm Home YouTube channel talks about crystal that she sees either at Goodwill or thrift store, or she shows some of her pieces on her channel, I always leave her comments saying, oh, I have to show you crystal glasses that I found at our local trash dump. I rescued them, brought them home, cleaned it up, and now every time I drink from them, they remind me of her because she shares crystal from on her YouTube channel. But y'all, how cute are these? I was floored when I saw that somebody just throw them away, and was so thankful that I was able to rescue them. And my family have thoroughly enjoyed using them over this past few weeks. I have to show you these curtains that I also found in trash. There was a whole bag of them, and they were beautiful, all off-white or white that somebody made. And I found room for one of them in this room, and hopefully once the rooms upstairs are complete, the others will go upstairs as well. I also found this beautiful quilt in trash as well. It was inside a baggie. I came home, I washed it, and now I think it looks beautiful in this bedroom. This bed needed a bed skirt, and I didn't have one, so I used one of the curtains that I found in trash bag and put it under, creating the illusion of a bed skirt. And the length was perfect all across the bed, so I think it also looks beautiful. What do you guys think?
I had a few projects that I wanted to complete before we left our farmhouse, and one of them was adding picture of my children to this old antique frame. I found it at Habitat for a few dollars, and CVS sent me a coupon for $4 of anything in the store, so I decided to print a picture of my children, put it in this beautiful frame, and now I get to look and enjoy it.
Why didn't you tell me that last time? And then you switch right here. Wait, what?
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm trying my best.
I shared with you that I found this table in trash dump. The color that I stained it was too dark, so I decided to add some green to it, and boy oh boy, I got myself in trouble. I spent 2 hours sanding it again to tone down the color, and I think it turned out alright. So that's it, my friends. Come back next week for more fun recipes and adventures. See you on the next page.